That's right, Pete. It was all Irish from the beginning. The team started off on a 12-4 run, and they did not look back as they took this one wire to wire here tonight.
The hard work started in August, and now it comes down to one game here at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. The Class 4A state title game pitting Northridge against Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon coming in with one of the best offenses in the state. Meanwhile, Northridge beat New Prairie by a hair to earn a chance at their first state title in program history.
10 years ago, Andrew Berlin purchased what was at the time the South Bend Silverhawks. 10 years later, he talks about his plans for the next decade. They say sports is nothing without the fans, and that's especially true here at the Senior PGA Championship. Spectators have been flooding in since early this morning. Players describe Freeman's fit akin to a hand in a glove. Safe to say that any worries about the new Irish head coach struggling to adjust have been quelled. You might not be able to see it on the field when he's playing, but Bryson Hanna is making a difficult transition as he transitions from being in basketball shape to baseball shape early in the spring season.
It's an extreme difference, like a lot. Like I'd say it's the opposite sport. I mean, obviously I just have to put more work in once it does transition to baseball season. I've struggled a little bit so far this season, but I mean, hopefully I get into the flow soon.
While Hanna has his off days like any other ball player, his coach explains that even on his bad days, Bryson is a talented enough player to find ways to help his team.
He's going to have days where he's 3 for 4 and has a couple doubles or whatever, but today was the day he made up for an error on the field. He got a walk. He stole second. Scored the winning run. And you don't have to have huge days at the plate to have a successful day on the ball field.
No one understands that better than Hanna, who is also a standout on the mound for the Falcons. After a fantastic 23-5 season last year, Hanna and the rest of his team have high hopes for 2022. But it starts with dominating the NIC.
I've told the guys that it's going to be a grind. I've told the guys at the beginning of this game that grind every pitch, grind every at-bat, every game we play, all season. And I think that if we do that, I think we'll be in good shape for the rest of the season and get a chance to win the NIC.
One of the keys to getting past the tough teams in the conference will be leadership, something that Coach Nadolny says Hanna displays in the locker room, on the field, and at practice.
Sometimes you just have to watch somebody, his desire to come out and practice as hard every day like he's playing in a ball game. And so if the younger kids watch what he does and picks up on that, they're going to be better for it.
For Richard Brooks, his game on the court speaks for itself. But it's what he brings to his team off the court that makes him vital to the night's success.
He does all the little things, whether it's on the offensive end or the defensive end or in the locker room. He does the little things, talking to a guy who's down, getting on a guy that maybe needs it. He does, the leadership's probably the biggest thing for him.
In Brooks, Berger has found himself an invaluable asset, a voice in the huddle and the locker room, but one that can step on the court and deliver bucket after bucket.
He's, our best outside shooter, leadership, he handles the basketball, and he's one of our top rebounders. So, kind of both ends of the floor and then off the floor, he's a big part of what we're trying to do.
The feelings of appreciation are mutual from Brooks as well. Richard says playing for Berger has been great, and their relationship on and off the court is a big factor in the team's success.
We have a good relationship. He thinks very highly of me. He thinks I'm one of the better players that he's encountered through his years of coaching. So me and him, we have a really good relationship.
That's high praise for Brooks, given the number of college and even future pro players that have made their way through the program in recent years. Now, he hopes to do what those other Marion greats couldn't, lead the Knights to their first state title.
I love this team so much. Every game is just another opportunity to get closer with them. And as the season's coming to an end, I'm coming to cherish every game, make every game, try to make it my best one.
In Mishawaka, Leo Goldman, WSBT 22 Sports. Folks, I am still catching my breath from what was an incredible night of high school hoops. Tonight, legacies were cemented, teams survived, teams advanced, and permanent memories were made. Well, it seems like just yesterday, the Colts pulled the plug on the Carson Wentz project and traded him to Washington. Well, that's probably because it wasn't even 2 weeks ago. Today, the Colts made another big move, this one also at the quarterback position. But the highlight of this game comes from Folabami Fayemi. Gets the steal. Flight 24 is cleared for takeoff. All right, Colts fans, I got good news and I got bad news. The good news, if the Colts beat the Jaguars on Sunday, the worst team in the NFL, they're officially in the playoffs. We start tonight with some new developments from Bears camp. NBC Sports Chicago is reporting that Bears head coach Matt Nagy has been informed that he will not be brought back next season and that this Sunday's game against Minnesota will be his last with the organization.